Hi everyone, I'm Tanaz from Forever Conscious, and this is your weekly energy forecast for the week of May 21st. So this week we have a super new moon. This is the most powerful super new moon of the year, and it will fall on the 25th in the sign of Gemini. Gemini is ruled by the planet Mercury, and we're all pretty familiar with Mercury. You might have heard of Mercury retrograde, which gets a lot of attention these days. So this new moon is going to kind of feel like a Mercury retrograde. Slightly different, but there's going to be a lot of Mercury type energy. Mercury rules over the mind, and Gemini also rules over the mind. It's an air sign, so it's all about what kind of happens in this part of the body, the mind, the thoughts, the way we process things, the way we think about things, and the way we communicate what we think. So it's sort of like this part of the body, and their themes will be arising around thoughts, our thought processes, and also how we communicate. So again, a lot of Mercury style issues will be coming up on this new moon. What makes this new moon so significant and powerful is that it's a super new moon. But what is interesting is that it's followed by another super new moon next month. So the fact that we have two new moons that are super moons back to back is very significant. It's almost like they're working together. This means that we're not really going to understand what energy this new moon is bringing into our lives until the next supermoon. It's almost like these supermoons are working together to bring about massive change. New moons always signify a start of a new beginning, and this seems like a really strong and powerful new beginning that we're entering into. This comes as no surprise because earlier in the month we had the Scorpio full moon. So if new moons are beginnings, full moons are typically endings. And Scorpio was bringing about transformation. It was time to really transform and really shift something in ourselves. And that's what we've been working on since the Scorpio new moon. But of course, a Scorpio full moon. But of course, in astrology, it's all about cycles. There are so many cycles going on all at once. So whatever has been stirring for you lately can actually be traced back to events happening towards the end of last year in August. So again, there are cycles and cycles. So even though we're dealing with the lunar cycle of May, there are connections all the way back to August 2016. So when you look back at that time, you may be able to see a theme or a pattern or things emerging that you can now kind of make sense of or even put your finger on. So it's kind of interesting. We've been on this journey since this time. So this new moon is going to be stirring things relating to our thought process, our communication, the way we communicate, and it's going to be bringing about a glimmer of a new beginning that will fully take effect in June on that new moon, which happens to fall in Sagittarius. So we've got this energy, and it's going to feel very intense. It's going to feel very potent because it's super new moon. So what does that mean? A super new moon is like a really strong amplified new moon. So we've got eclipses, which are like the highest, then the super moon, then the regular new moon. So we're kind of in the middle. It's not as strong as an eclipse, but it's powerful enough that we're really going to be feeling this energy. And because we have a super new moon next month, it's going to feel like this push from the universe to really think about new beginnings. And everyone's different. It's going to affect everyone slightly differently, but the theme is really transforming for a new beginning. We've mostly done the transformative work. That was the full moon's job, and now we're really entering into a place where the universe is saying, time for a new beginning. It's time for a new beginning. It's time to shift something. And this is not so much on an external level, but internal. All of this energy is very internal, which is why it's really important this week to think about your thoughts. Your thoughts are very powerful, and under a Gemini super new moon, it is likely that your thoughts are going to want to run away and take you off on all sorts of tangents, and we don't want to get caught up in fearful, stressful, or worrisome thoughts. That is the trap, especially with such a potent new moon. So really think about ways that you can manage the thoughts in your mind. Really think about ways that you can choose to disengage with some of these thoughts. Our superpower in this life, one of the superpowers that we have, is that we can choose our thoughts. Just like we choose what we're going to wear or choose what we're going to eat, we can choose what we think. And a lot of people forget this or don't realize this, but we have the power to choose a thought. And why not, with this power, choose thoughts that are going to make us feel good? Why not choose thoughts that are going to lift us up and inspire us? Thinking is we actually probably don't even need to have the thoughts that we do, because we have a knowing. And if we operate from here most of the time, we would just intuitively know what to do, where to go, how to approach something. Of course, in this three-dimensional world, we need our thoughts. They help us, they comfort us. So use them to their fullest advantage. Choose your thoughts wisely, especially under this lunar energy influence that we have. So, I know that was a little bit of a mouthful. This week, really focus on cleansing the mind. What can you do to tame your thoughts and think positively? Using mantras or affirmations can really help. And just trying to, when those negative thoughts pop up, trying to switch them to something more positive. It takes a little bit of practice, but in time it'll become organic and natural to you. One of my favorite mantras to repeat whenever I'm feeling low or in a fearful state is, everything is working out for my highest good, or something to the effect of, I trust that everything is working out for my highest good. Today is going to be a beautiful day. I trust that everything's working out for my highest good. I use a combination of all those, so use it if it works for you, and see if it helps to lift your vibration and keep you in a high energy state, even though we have intense lunar energies that may want to kind of pull us down. I'm Tanaz from Forever Conscious. Thank you so much.